Thinking about running a childcare program in 2025, the childcare industry is changing so fast. And if you're not prepared, let me tell you something, it could definitely hurt your business. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 challenges that childcare owners are facing and more importantly, how you can stay ahead. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here. My name is Dominique Savage and I am a childcare consultant and a childcare owner. And in this space of educated minds, I talk everything childcare, business, finance, startup, all that great good stuff. So if that is something that you're interested in, definitely make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know every single time I drop a video. But I really wanted to touch on this topic today because we are in 2025 and I've been in the childcare game for well over about 13 years now as a family-owned childcare business with my mom. And when I tell you the things that I've seen change, especially in this year of 2025, it's like, we need to talk about it, okay? I want to make sure that new childcare owners, seasoned childcare owners, that you guys have some necessary tools or knowledge to know like what's going to happen, because this is the era in childcare on whether you're going to sink or whether you're going to float. So let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to jump into is going to talk about the changing of the parent needs and expectations, right? Nowadays, as you see, definitely since post-COVID, more parents are working from home. So they don't need the same childcare needs that they used to have, right? Programs and qualifications and what children may have qualified for may not be the same. Families want flexibility and personalized care to really fit their busy lives and their busy needs. So new childcare options like shared childcare or a micro part-time option schedule is something that you really got to be open-minded to as you go into this space of what's happening in the childcare world. I can definitely tell you hands-on. I remember a time being like a full-time director and owning a childcare business in this space that parents needed full-time care day in and day out, like Monday through Friday, right? And it's not the same. As the economy changes, it also boils down to what's happening in our world, especially if your demographic of families are primarily like, private pay families. Maybe they don't qualify for subsidy, maybe where you're located at. People are constantly paying out of pocket. And if people are not working, or they're working from home, or they're merely robbing Peter to pay Paul in this economy, they're going to figure out a way like, nah, I can't even afford childcare. We hear how expensive childcare is nationwide. Doesn't matter what state you're located in. So you want to make sure that as you are starting your childcare business, or maybe you've seen this in the industry so far, like, dang, I'm losing families or I'm losing clientele, and how am I going to navigate this? We have to be creative. One of the things that we have to say, like, my mom has always expressed this to me because she's my business partner in this childcare business. She's always said, and I didn't understand this, she's always said, like, Dominique, I will take a half a loaf more than no loaf, right? And I'm like, oh no, like, why would we do that? Or how could that be? But you have to determine whether you are going to sink or whether you are going to swim. And just because you take a different rate, or maybe you offer a special, or maybe you offer a different type of package for your families than what you used to, you have to look at the bottom line numbers. And if the bottom line numbers is not matching what your non-negotiable expenses are, then you need to pivot. Another thing that I would say for sure is a lot of families and a lot of parents are honestly waiting until their child reaches that mere age of pre-K. We see this very often. And so you have to really see what are your demographic needs. But if you realize that your needs have changed, what are you doing to change? How are you meeting them? Are you staying in the same space? Like, no, they are either going to sign up for this or they're going to sign up for that. And then we leaving money on the table, right? So you really, really want to look at what's going on in your childcare business if you're already open, and look at like, how can I serve them differently? How can I meet their needs? How can I meet their expectations? How can I still make my business the go-to location even if I'm changing up my typical schedule on what you see in the childcare world? All right, the next thing I'm going to say is some of our 2025 childcare challenges is going to be finding and keeping great staff. Okay, I can't say it enough. Like, we all know that the childcare industry has always been a challenge to like retain staff, but there aren't enough qualified childcare workers, making hiring that much more challenging, right? Like, really finding people, the wages, the benefits that need to be so competitive to attract and keep staff. The burnout is real, okay? So taking care of the staff, understanding what mentally is going on, they have things that's going on in their world, and hiring and retaining staff. We're no longer in the space of like, oh, this person has a great resume, so I have to hire them based off these credentials. We're hiring and we're looking at a little bit more things because truthfully, passion and purpose is something you really want to look for, outside of just like this person has a degree, and the staffing challenges is like every childcare client I talk to, every childcare person I see, a common denominator up and down my thread is like, I need teachers, I need staff. And it's not just so much the fact that people could say like, oh, you need teachers or you need staff simply for the fact that your childcare program is not treating them well, or this is happening. But there's so much competition out here, and there's not even in a space of childcare competition, right? You have people like Home Depot, Walmart, Costco's paying $25, $30 an hour. Like, how are we competing with this? You know what I mean? So you really got to dig deep and figure out what you can do to retain staff. How can you be creative in your retention benefits and your packages and your wages? It's not the same cookie cutter like, oh, this person is doing this, so I'm gonna do that. You really gotta figure out what's going to work well for your business and your business model, because something that works well for one childcare owner does not work well for another childcare owner, So staffing challenges are very real, and you want to be understanding and aware of how you can make your business attractive, because while there still is burnout, while there still is challenges, while we are all, trying to find that one great teacher that we want to keep retained in our business for 10, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, there still are people out there that genuinely want to educate. And it's our job to go through and shuffle if you have the patience. It's our job to understand our leadership skills, to then be able to like uplift them and bring them in. But it also is more importantly to understand that there are still people out there that want to actually educate children, even if the paycheck is not that high. We just got to find them. And that's the question, is like, do I want to take the patience of finding them? Because that level of patience and going through is like the wheels on a bus, like going through all of the resumes, all of the emails, all of the people showing up for interviews, all the people not showing up for interviews, all of the, wages or benefits that they're looking for that maybe you can't offer. Do you have the patience to deal with that as you stay committed to your childcare business, knowing that there are the diamonds in the rough that I'm gonna find? They may not come with the full package. I may have to build them up, and am I ready to invest in that type of work? Hey you, yes you, I'm definitely talking to you. If you're seeing this video and you are a childcare provider, or you're looking to start a childcare center, you've landed on the right channel. I offer the #1 Childcare Startup University course, and it is a self-paced course. It walks you through all of the steps on how to start your dream childcare business. So if you're looking for a little coaching, a little guidance, definitely make sure you head over to my website at www.educatedminds.com, where I offer services, courses, coaching sessions, videos, all of the things that you need to start, grow, and scale your childcare business. Let's get back to it. So another way I'm going to say that the childcare industry is definitely changing, I have seen it in and of myself, is going to be using technology and staying ahead. Automating tasks, using digital tools can really help make running your childcare program that much easier. I can't tell y'all how many AI systems I use. I can't tell y'all how many automation, daily schedulers, like I've went digital a lot. You would be very, very surprised, and you think like that's not a thing, but like there's so many apps, there's so many parent communication portals. You gotta stay ahead of the curve. This is not the era, especially in childcare or just in the entrepreneur world in general, that you be like, oh no, I don't want to learn it. You better, right? You need to learn. You don't got to be a master at it, but you need to develop a technological skill set so that you can stay ahead of the curve and know what's going on to really help the machines in your business run. But let's be honest, like I could say for a fact, technology has helped our childcare business run that much more easier, from like digital task lists, automated schedulers, onboarding, policies in portals and systems and things like that. Like it really has helped. Was I like, oh my God, I'm dying to learn it? Absolutely not. But I was like, no, in order for us to stay ahead of the curve, in order for all the requirements, all of the contract deliverables, like how can I stay up on this? Let's maximize technology. They got AI out there for a reason. I tell all of my clients, maximize your ChatGPT, maximize your daily schedulers. Figure out how to schedule your content automatically. Figure out how to onboard people so you don't got to keep doing the same thing. Figure out and learn how to do voiceovers in your business so that these things are running and operating smoothly. Get out of the headspace that you don't want to learn a new skill, because technology is not just evolving in 2025. You've seen where we've come from, and it's going to keep growing from there. So either we're going to learn it and we're going to evolve, or we're going to invest in people and people in our team to help us get there and then take over those roles and responsibilities. But we are long gone from the day and age that you don't want to learn some of the new systems of technology, because if not, you and your business will be left behind. Another challenge that I'm going to say is like keeping your business strong and growing. That is a challenge with so many different funding streams that's entering into the early childhood sector, with so many different budgets being cut, new laws that can impact our childcare program. You must stay informed and you must stay ahead. You must go to those meetings, okay? Thinking outside the box. Like adding on extra services can really boost your income. Don't be so one-track minded. Ongoing trainings, being a part of programs, sitting on boards, sitting on things that's going to inform you about what's going on, because things are changing. And I am definitely one to say, I have never been so, if I could say, for a lack of better words, in this space of childcare, in an anxious space, because every single day is a new email. Every single week is a new this. Every single week is a new change for this. Every single new week is a different change in the regulations or in the accreditations, and you gotta stay informed. We can't run from it. That's the beauty, though, I must say, of being an entrepreneur, is pivoting. So the same way that, and I gotta share this story. I never forget, and maybe it was like in 2008, where we were, my mom was like really going through the changes in the childcare sector of the financial world, right? And how things was changing, and the market was crashing, and like all these things. And I thought to myself, like, oh, I'm never gonna see that. Like, I'm so grateful that, you know, she laid the foundation and she went through these things to learn how to pivot and grow. And it really honestly wasn't until now we are in COVID. I never thought that I would see a COVID. Like, I never thought that I would see an economy go down and go up. I never thought that I would see, like, you know, the interest rates in the markets and the way that things are shifting and changing, and like how certain things you can't even do anymore. It must be done online. Like, I never thought that I would see the economy the way that it is. And here we are. Here I am witnessing the same thing. Why? Because history repeats itself. And so when I thought that I was out of the clear, like, oh, I don't need to learn that, or, oh, you know, I'm so glad that that happened in 2008, but I'm in 2018, 2017. This is a different childcare world. No, history is repeating itself. And so very much while she learned those roles and she learned how to pivot, those same pivoting strategies, getting access to capital, understanding funding, understanding your money, really getting into it, really understanding what's going on in your business as the economy is changing, is really going to help your business stay strong during this up and down roller coaster that we're in, not just in the childcare world, but like that we're in general across the board. Because they always say, like, you want to be able to get access to capital when you actually don't need it, right? Because don't think like, oh, don't wait until you need access to money to then try to apply to get loans and funds. And think, no, get access to it while you don't need it, because you never know when you are going to need it. Like, you never know. So if you're listening to this video and you're watching it, think to yourself like, dang, especially if you're a seasoned childcare provider, if you are a seasoned childcare provider and you're thinking to yourself like, dang, it's getting very real out here, right? You should be saying to yourself, okay, what can I do to position my business right now to make sure that no matter what happens, I have access to capital? You should be asking yourself, as a seasoned childcare provider, maybe you started 1 year ago, 2 years ago, been open 5 years, whatever the case like that may be. As you see the economy changing, as you see payroll getting higher, as you see the taxes increasing, as you see all the liability insurances, the premiums, as you see all this stuff going up, what are you doing to position your business? Like, are you just still sitting there complaining like, dang, this going up, I don't know how I'm gonna make it, I might have to close my doors, right? These are things that are very well happening, but you have to be taking action. And it honestly starts I can't stress it enough. Again, on paper. Like if you was a person that never had an accountant or your books wasn't like really in order, you only got it in order at the end of the year, this is not the year for that. Okay. You need to make sure that as you are really trying to grow your business, that you are tunneled in and you are really trying to get access to funds and capital, because the economy shift has already started and you want to be not necessarily ahead of the curve, but you want to be like comfortable. You need that cushion funds. You never know when you're going to have a leak in your basement, okay? You never know when you're going to need to like hire bulk staff. You never know when you're going to have an unexpected expense or like when things are going to go left. So really, really make sure that you are preparing for the storm. Right? It's one thing for us to ask, and I say this all the time, it's one thing for us to ask God to like hear our prayers and, you know, like, God, can you help me with this and do this? And I just need the resources in my business. But if you are not slowing down on your spending, if you are not looking at your money, if you are not making positive financial pivots and changes, then how are you actually going to get ahead of the curve? If you were just opening up another daycare just because it seems good, or it's like, oh my God, I need this right now, but you ain't thoroughly went through your finances and now you just blowing money on a startup process, you are going to be in the negative upside down. So really take the time to sit down and look. And let me tell you something, it is okay to take a loss. I mean, for real, like it is okay to take a loss in one area to prevent a bigger loss in another area. Do not allow your shigo, as they call it, to get in the way if maybe you made a business decision that you thought was going to be this, and now you're seeing how real it's getting financially. Just because you have the money or you have the means right now in your business don't mean it's going to be the same way 2 years from now. You look back 2 years from now and see where you were. See if your money has grown. See if your money has diminished. I can guarantee that things are dropping for some people, especially in the childcare world, because the level of non-negotiable expenses are out the roof. Okay? So really make sure that you are like making positive financial decisions. And if that means that you need to cut certain things off or pivot or drop off certain things or begin to like, save for that rainy day. When the rainy day is coming, you want to have access to funds, because that is the only thing that is going to help sustain us as we go through this crazy storm in our economy. So as we wrap up this video, guys, I'm going to give you some actionable steps for success that you can do as the childcare world is everly changing. So one, offer some flexible care options, okay, that fits the modern day family. Whether it's your family's, whether it's their needs, offer some more flexible options. Also, support your staff. With the good staff that you do find, make sure you're training them up and make sure you're offering a positive work environment. That is so important, to really grow and build them. Use technology that makes things run smoother to enhance your learning and your childcare business as an actual owner and operator. Build a strong brand and a community presence online and offline. Let people know like what high quality is for your childcare business. Consistently stay learning and make sure that you get access to the capital that you need so that your business can sustain while we experience this storm. Because as it always is, the sun will come out. Until next time.